two together as, you know, the walking towards the light.
Yeah.
And should this, like in the 80s, from, you know, from when I was a child, you always hear people with these death experiences. I seen my family there.
Yeah.
I seen uncles and grandfathers saying, walk, come towards the light.
Right.
So that lead, you know, that we can merge both of these questions together.
Okay, right.
Are they helping us?
No, those are souls that's trapped. Let me give you a pyramid structure of how this thing goes.
Okay.
You got two realms. You have the Devashanic plane, which basically snatched the souls up to get them ready for a cycle of reincarnation. Now that reincarnation can be 50 years, 100 years. The older the soul, the longer it takes to reincarnate. Younger, and especially those ones that don't have a soul, because you do have those people, they can reincarnate faster. So you can reincarnate faster. We'll give you the what's going on here. It's being ruled by a group of entities called the Demiurge, the Olympian deities, the Orishas, the Divas, the shining ones, and their light is a prism. It's the astral light. And in so many words, they get you into this cycle of reincarnation, or what I would like to say, reincarceration. Doing time on planet Earth, reincarceration.
I see.
You see what I'm saying? This is the lowest plane. No one really needs to really be here or wants to be here that's got good sense, other than when you take on a human body. You are duped into being here, because the first thing happens, which is so bad about it, is if you came back as an adult, you would understand the game. Hey, wait a minute. I'm doing this shit over and over and over again. That's why they snatch you back into a small brain of a baby, which means that small brain is almost like a piece of oblivion. It's so dumb until it has to regain memory. And although it's regaining memory, and it has certain elements of the previous life, as it gets more and more morphed into the life that it is now incarnated in, that life basically diminishes or extinguishes the life prior to it. So the brain is developed to, number one, tap into, or number one, coincide with the life that it is reincarnated into, and give data and to basically notice the world that is encased in, but it's also developed to somehow suppress the previous life, which is only in the memory of the soul, which the connection of that soul is the pineal gland, the brain up under the brain. So in so many words, all this is a cosmic trick by a group of entities that only exist through your ignorance of your soul and your knowledge of the universe that gives them their energy. So in so many words, they exist through you. There's a story before H.P. Lovecraft, there was another guy by the name of Lord Doomsley that was having these dreams. For him, it was Bulwer Lytton was having these dreams. 1800, Lord Doomsley was the early 1900s, and he wrote a book called The Gods of Pegana. And he talked about how this great mother went to sleep, and these children in this particular case is these particular false beings. They're prisms. They don't have the power to be the gods of the universe or the gods of the omniverse. But they have the power to create an alternative world for themselves by trapping souls in those worlds, and those souls are being dumbed down based on some type of trap. That is the human brain that is developed from a child. So the gods of Pegana talks about, they have one particular god that is one of these children gods, and he beats this drum. And he beats this drum to keep a certain pulsation of sleep, you see, for not only the great mother who's in a slumber, but the children that's in a slumber, and should that beat ever stop, the old gods will wake up. You see what I'm saying? In this particular case, if you break it back down to the human physiology, it's talking about the brain. It's talking about the brain. Some of the Gnostic material, Bentley Layton's book will make mention about the children, but one a book from the 1950s called Gnostic Religion by Hans Jonas gets into that particular Gnostic Religion by Hans Jonas gets into that particular part about the children, the babies, and the babies. So in so many words, what I'm saying here, this is incarceration by a group of subordinate deities that gained a foothold on the earth and the universe or whatever, while the pristine deities went into a form of a hibernation.
So now, and this was
the Demiurge. So that light that you go to is their realm.
So they're
tricking you into that, right? Right. To be free of them is to go to the dark, which is the realm of primal sleep.
Oh, okay.
Primal sleep. So they talk about this. When a man sleeps, he goes to his true self. The Quran says when a man sleeps, he is dead. You see, but it's a primal realm that inside, but also although it's a primal realm, when you're inside of this physical realm, it is so opposite this realm until you usually have fear of it, especially children.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Especially children. We'll get into that particular aspect.